Bono, Honorable Mr. Calendar, dear friends, excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed great pleasure to be here. It was one of my first trips outside Ankara after lockdown, and it's difficult to describe how much I enjoyed Tokat, hospitality, food, culture, history, everything. And this is a very good sample about how important is ecotourism, how important is each and every small producer, each and every small restaurant, hotel. So I'm very happy to be here, and my aim today is a little bit share best practices from my country, from Latvia. But Latvians have a saying, it's much better once to see than 100 times to listen. So let's start a short video. Thank you. Now a few words about how Latvia, and what is Latvia and what Latvia is doing in promoting and developing ecotourism. But at first, small data, because I'm quite sure that not everyone knows where we are and who we are. So Latvia is a country in Northern Europe, in Baltic Scandinavian region, with capital Riga. We are members of the European Union, currency is euro, members of Schengen area from 2007, European members from 2004, with territory which is double of the territory of Netherlands. We have a population only around 1.9 million, which makes us one of the less populated countries, among the less populated countries in Europe, with density of population around only 3 human beings per square kilometer. Area, as you can see, is around 65,000 square kilometers, and density I mentioned, so around 30 human beings. Please, next. Some very specific things that, of course, we Latvians, we know, but people around and outside Latvia is not well aware, is that we have more than 500 kilometers long uninterrupted white sand beach, around more than 800 Art Nouveau buildings, which is the biggest concentration in the world in any city, more than in Paris, more than in Brussels. So architecture lovers, please take a note about this. Around 12,000 rivers, 30,000 small lakes, perfect for boating and fishing. One of our waterfalls, Venta Rapids, is the widest waterfall in Europe, almost 300 meters wide. And over half of territory of Latvia is covered by forests, and these are not mountain forests, these are flatland forests, as our highest peak in Latvia is only around 300 meters above sea level. Next, please. Ecotourism in Latvia is extremely important, because very often we are saying that we are not going to the nature. We are nature. We are living in nature. And maintaining the number of protected species, habitats, landscapes in Latvia is a priority issue. We have ratified several very important international conventions, as well as adopted quite a few our own law and regulations to protect our biodiversity. Also, as a result of international organizations such as UNDP, EU Lives Programme, EU Structural Funds, and the Latvian Environmental Protection Fund, various conservation projects have been carried out, and an infrastructure is being developed to support ecotourism and sustainable tourism, as well as environmental education in the protected nature territories. Next, please. This protected natural territories in total occupies almost 20% of Latvia territory, which makes us one of the leading countries in Europe. Our particularly popular natural tourist spots are all able to accommodate already existing and increasing tourism flows, which are well managed and controlled. There is a large network of environmental guides throughout Latvia, and it's well utilized in the ecotourism practice. Next, please. And also Latvian government, through its national projects, local governments, and increasingly number of entrepreneurs and local businesses are constantly seeking to promote alternative models of tourism, such as ecotourism, which is regarded in Latvia as being the most viable option for the continued environmentally supportive economic development. Next, please. Of course, we already agreed, and it was very often mentioned, that ecotourism is not only tourism, it's economy, it's industry, it's promoting states' activities, and also developing a lot of eco-friendly technologies and approaches and samples of environmentally friendly buildings, sewage water treatment systems, heat pumps, solar panels, biogas generators, windmills are increasingly being introduced in ecotourism practice throughout Latvia. Next, please. And here are some samples, like nature houses, which are perfectly wooden built, only natural materials, and integrated in the natural environment. Next, please. I love myself very much hiking and trekking, and to move around not by mechanical four wheels, but by any means which is generated by motion generated by myself. So this is one option here, which is kayaking. As I said, more than 3,000 lakes and 12,000 rivers. So there are endless kayaking opportunities in our eastern part, which is called Latgale. Next, please. This is very interesting, by the way, and I wanted to especially mention that we are trying not to focus only on Latvia. Probably you heard about 3 Baltic states very often, which is Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. And this project with the forest trail, it is actually international project. These are trails connecting all 3 Baltic states, and total length is around 1,400 kilometers. So 1,400 kilometers long trail, which is unique. And visitor who wants to walk 3 Baltic states completely or one or part can just come to any place where this trail is and walk through and enjoy different habitats. Is it beach? Is it forest? Is it wetland? And many others. Next, please. Of course, we are kind of trying to utilize these interesting, attractive places which we have in different historical regions of Latvia, and this is our western region, Kurzeme. In Kurzeme region, there are very spectacular beaches. This is place where Baltic Sea meets Riga Bay. making very unique nature and also very interesting so-called cross waves, because very usually waves are coming from different sides at this Cape Colca, and you can see like chessboard actually waves, which is very unique. This region of Kursene has around 200 lakes, and combined with the Baltic Sea, it's paradise for fishermen, paradise for persons who then process this fish and can prepare very delicious meals. As well, another small spot, Sabile, is in Guinness World Record book as most northern vineyards in the world. So most northernly located vineyards in the world. It doesn't necessarily mean that Latvians has good wine. No, we don't have, but at least we have vineyards. Next, please. Zemgale. Zemgale is kind of a region which is our southern borders with Lithuania, is considered the most richest, and very often it's called as our barn for bread. So next please, yeah. Latvians are bread eaters, and we are very proud of hundreds and hundreds of recipes of bread, and most of grain for this bread, especially rye bread, comes from Zemgale. Next, please. And Latgale region is the most eastern one, which has also its own dialect, and is blessed with very interesting relief, and most of our lakes are located in this area. It's called actually region of blue lakes. Next, please. And Vidzeme region is the region from where I come. I'm very proud of Vidzeme. I'm from the very north, close to Estonian border. If there is any ice lover who happens to come to Latvia, if you will ask to Latvian where is the best ice cream in the world, they will say in Rūjiena. Rūjiena is my native town, so please come to have some Latvian ice cream. Next, please. But Vidzeme is also very important because the biggest national park, which is very strictly protected area, Gauja National Park, is located in Vidzeme, very beautiful territory where one can enjoy boating, cycling, hiking, walking. So a lot of activities. Also, all the camping sites are designated, restaurants, small private houses where people can stay overnight. Next, please. I already mentioned about food, but after almost 8 months now in Turkey, I would like to say that probably to tell about food to Turkish people is inappropriate, because food here is so good, it's difficult to surprise. Next, please. But what I want to mention also is that it's important also to try to work as much as possible with local businesses, with local craftsmen, and not only to work with them, but also to give for our visitors opportunity to do it. So basically, almost everywhere there are these opportunities. Either is it bread baking, or it's making some ceramics, or doing some woodcraft. So a lot of, and it's more and more developing this attractiveness we are trying to facilitate very much. Next. Last but not least, of course, it's very traditional to associate sauna bath traditions with Finland, but not only Finland has these century-long traditions. Latvian baths is very relaxing, is very pleasant feeling, and it can be done all around the world. After bath you swim in a river, in a lake, or in winter time you jump in an ice hole. Trust me, it's very healthy, very good, and we also believe that it helps against COVID. Next please. That's it. Thank you very much, and welcome to Latvia.